Hey guys, thanks for tuning into my channel again. It's Corey here. I really appreciate it over at the LG channel. Life is good, baby. Here cranking out another video for you guys. I'm really excited about this one personally. Mainly because it is a holiday weekend, baby. And yeah, I don't know about you guys, but friends and family hanging out, loving life, but most importantly, enjoying freedom, which is kind of what I'm going to talk about today. Um, yeah, freedom. I don't know if most people really understand. Well, okay, let's see. So obviously, all my viewers probably aren't in the U.S., but the majority are, and for those that are, most people probably a lot of people who have never traveled outside this country probably don't realize how free they really are here. And I guess before I get into this too much, I want to clarify freedom versus free will. And to me, freedom is something that not necessarily everybody is given at birth, right? Especially depending on what country you're living in. Some third world countries and countries that are don't have a decent democracy and lots of inequality going on are not going to offer the same freedoms as a developed nation like the United States, for instance. Um, with that being said, there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world today, but there always actually has been. And I personally have always felt relatively safe when I'm here in my home country in America. I you know, I why do I feel safe? I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been in the military and I know the capabilities that we have. I get the world. I get the world that we're living in. And in the United States, we have so many freedoms because we have so much power over other countries, and we wield so much power and political influence, and we honestly, I think our country, we just strive to be the best of the best. Like, I don't know how we figure it out, but we do. I'm not gonna pretend like we are the best at everything. Take soccer, for instance. We don't really have a soccer team here in America, so working on that, but plenty of other better soccer teams. But freedom, it's Memorial Weekend here, and in America, it's really a I don't know if it's a celebration, as it is so much a remembrance and an honor. It's a time to honor and remember soldiers, prisoners of war, missing in action, um, anybody that served in the military, men and women, and basically honoring them and their sacrifice and what they do. I was in the military. It's a huge sacrifice. From the minute you make the decision you want to join, before even getting shipped off to basic and signing your life away. It's a huge commitment and a huge sacrifice. Time away from your family. We don't get when you're at war, you don't get weekends off. You don't get a 15-minute break to go grab some coffee. It's the real deal, and so my brothers and sisters, I commend you and thank you, and I do want to say that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the sacrifice, and for those that have fallen, rest in peace this Memorial Day. We're thinking about you, and we appreciate the sacrifice. But I know I do, at least. Maybe my viewers don't. I can't speak for everybody. But if you're watching my channel, you probably have some sort of a soul and heart. And, take the time to thank a soldier. Take the time to thank people who sacrifice for our country, the Marines, the Coast Guard, the Air Force, the Navy. The Army. I almost missed the Army. Sorry, guys. But take some time. Thank you. Everybody, here's the thing. Everybody knows somebody that's in the military. And guess what? Everybody knows somebody that's within 2 degrees of separation that's been shipped away to some war. Afghanistan, the Iraqi War, Operation Freedom, all the way back to the Gulf War, the Persian War, World War II. I mean, we've been in a lot of wars in this country. Let's be honest. So, but in reality, you know, the attacks on our country, you know, with the September 11th was really the last major attack, and that was some real shit, man. That was. I'm not gonna get into that right now. Like I said, I'm not getting into politics, but that was some deep stuff. Like, do some research on September 11th and figure out why that happened. If you're living in America, you should know the truth about what drove September 11th to be. Because you will realize that today, even as Donald Trump is president, we are still fighting the same war that drove and derived from September 11th, and derived from Osama bin Laden, and derived from jihadism that he's created, and whatever. I'm not going to get into all that, but you know, freedom today, I think, means a little bit different of a it's got a different meaning and taste to it than it did to maybe our fathers and our grandfathers. But either way, the Vietnam, man, if you know some people that came back from Vietnam and they're messed up, they're messed up. It was a bad situation, you know. And war is bad. War is bad. If you have never been in one, you know, don't take it for granted. Again, freedom it comes at a really hefty price. If you want to know, just Google, you know, fallen soldiers returning to America, and you'll see the caskets laid out with the American flags draped over them, and the honor guard saluting, and likely people's family members crying because they paid the ultimate sacrifice. I was fortunate and did not, but you know, so here's what freedom means to me. That's basically the point of this video anyway, so I'm sort of rambling off, but I wanted to get down into the point of what it means to me. When I'm traveling, okay, first of all, charity. I'm a veteran, so my charity of choice is the VFW right down the block from me. If you want to donate some money, I'll let you know what the VFW number is, and when we'll send them some cash. I know they'll appreciate it. My buddies, they go in there every so often. You know, they wouldn't mind a free beer, I'll be honest. So, and on a side note, check out my videos on charity and charitable donations. And specifically, you know, the benefits to that beyond just feeling good. There's some tax benefits there, some financial benefits, especially if you make a lot of money. But regardless, you should help out. Like, that's what, in my opinion, freedom and this country and the eagle and the national anthem and the flag and the stars and stripes. That's what symbolizes our country, United States of America. So why today? Riddle me this. Why today are we so bipartisan, so the other guy, so, you know, you're Republican, no, you're Democratic, you know, and people just want to be who they're not too, which is another problem. But this is the United States of America. On Memorial Day, help somebody. Unite your country. Unite your community. Unite your countrymen. Unite your citizens, you know. Go out there and make a connection with somebody that's genuine, you know, somebody that's sacrificed, like I said, for this country, or just your neighbor, you know, because at the end of the day, the stronger that a country stands together, the better protected they are, which basically translates into more freedom. And I'm not going to pretend like, you know, the country I live in is got all these great free, but investing, think of this, another thing. In America, we have access to basically almost any other investment in the world. If you either know the right people in America, or have the right accounts, or are with the right institution, or have enough money, I guess, I suppose. You could buy some Berkshire Hathaway stock, huh? But no, we've got access to Alibaba, for instance. If you want to buy stake in Alibaba, which is in Japan, I believe, or maybe it's China. I should know this. It's like the retail giant, like of the southeastern hemisphere. But it's basically Amazon's competitor in China, is what Alibaba is. We can buy that stock tomorrow. We can buy that stock tonight. I can put a limit order in. People from other countries will admit it and travel. If you haven't traveled, travel to another country outside the United States, and you'll see real quickly. When you get back, you're going to be like, wow, that was probably a great trip. I learned a lot. It was very interesting, and I felt like I was really, immersed in some culture that was different than what I'm used to. But, man, I'm happy to be back. I am glad to be home, right? Maybe that's just the feeling of being home to what you're familiar to. I don't know. But for me personally, it's like, I don't eat McDonald's. That's a bad example. What's the great American pastime? Baseball? Like, I really missed some baseball when I was traveling to a country that was, basically an island, and they didn't have a baseball team. They might have had a high school baseball team if you're lucky. So yeah, and that's what you do. So freedom isn't fucking free. If you've ever watched, I'm not gonna get into movies, but it's not. It comes at a hefty price, and I don't know. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be free. I feel really free this week. I feel free this weekend. I hope I continue to, even despite the tragic events that have happened with Manchester and whatever. But we're here. We're alive. We're living life. Life is good, guys. LG again. If you haven't yet, click the bell that's in the corner down there with the slash in it. You can get notified every time I post a new video. I'm really busting ass here to help you guys out and get this content out to you guys. I hope you really like it. I really appreciate you tuning in. I'm gonna get better at my videos. I know what I need to do. I'm working on it. It's a continuous improvement. Hopefully you didn't get too annoyed at my points this video. That was something I was working on. So anyways, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel below. Hang loose, guys. Have a great weekend. Freedom ain't free, but damn, let's enjoy it while we can, right? Live life, guys. See ya.